Meantime, today a judge signed off to reduce former Temple police officer Brandon Matthews' prison time by the amount he's already spent in jail.
Last week, a judge sentenced Matthews to 8 years for child pornography and 18 months for recording his former stepdaughter in the shower at home. But he is also able to get out on probation. 6 News reporter Juliana Jackson hears from the victim as she speaks out in support of a new Texas bill.
We unveiled on the recorder was hundreds of child pornography images and videos. I couldn't believe what I found next. It was a video through the air vent. Looking down through the cracks of the vent into my bathroom.
Cailey Rush's stepfather and former Temple PD detective Brandon Matthews was sentenced to 8 years in prison for possessing child pornography. But that sentence was probated to 5 years, and he didn't have to register as a sex offender. House Bill 1465 would change that.
He wouldn't have to register at all for recording his daughter's shower through the air vent without her knowledge. For a sexual act that traumatized a 16-year-old girl for the rest of her life.
Law enforcement experts say these crimes are damaging when committed by authority figures.
Somebody that they trust, which creates a whole different dynamic because it's not even a stranger. It's somebody that you generally, feel safety in, and that person is exploiting you.
Child advocacy specialists share the importance of prevention and communication, providing a safe environment for victims to share their experiences.
First step in making a child feel comfortable, we have squishmallows, because nothing makes anybody feel more comfortable than being able to hold a tight squishmallow and tell their story.
A bill born from trauma, now offering hope for change.
It can happen to anybody. Nobody's immune to it. And that people think that they have a stereotype of these abusers, and it's not the stereotype. It can be anybody.
That was Juliana Jackson reporting tonight. The measure now awaits a vote in committee before it can move to the House floor. Now, the testimony, timely, raw, and real from Cailey Rush, falling on the heels of Matthews being found guilty and sentenced for crimes against her just days ago. I talked to her hours after she gave the compelling testimony about her hope to create change.
Courage at the Capitol.
My name is Cailey Rush.
Sharing difficult details with state lawmakers.
He wouldn't have to register at all for recording his daughter's shower through the air vent without her knowledge. For a sexual act that traumatized a 16-year-old girl for the rest of her life, he doesn't even have to admit and be on the record as a sex offender. How do you fathom that?
But she has a purpose to protect others from her pain.
I think that 16-year-old me today would be extremely proud. I think that she would have loved to have somebody stand up for her.
After her then stepfather secretly recorded her, Cailey is advocating for a bill that would make those convicted of invasive visual recording be required to register as sex offenders.
There is so much room for improvement in the justice system, and being able to share my testimony there today and to get the responses that I did really made it feel like it was all worthwhile, that even if I can't change the outcome of my case, I could potentially be helping future young girls stop become victim to voyeurism.
Pushing back on what she now knows to be a flawed system to give the next survivor hope.
If you are too timid to use your voice, there are people out here that will use theirs, and that we are fighting.
Well, this isn't the only legislation that Cailey plans to support with her voice and her story to get change for victims.